Things are heating up in Miami. It looks like the beef is not completely in the past, and it's Ryan versus everybody once again. The Black Ink After Show is up next.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, After Buzzers? We are back for another episode of the Black Ink Crew After Show for Chi-Town.
What?
Obviously, we are two down. Kiki and Carmen are living their best life. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
we'll let them tell y'all about it at a later date. But I'm here. I'm here with Chi-Town's finest.
Yes. Okay.
Miss LMarie TV.
Yes, and you guys can find me on Instagram at LMarie TV and check me out.
Yes, check her out, Chi-Town. And I'm your girl, Drew Jones, and we have so much to talk about. The crew takes it down to Miami because you and I know more than anyone that Chicago winters,
They are brutal.
they are rough.
They are like Van said. They bring the B word out of you. They just like snatch you up. It's plural because you got wind, you've got cold, you have
hundreds
of elements.
Of earth, wind, and fire.
Exactly.
It is too much. But we pick up from last week's episode where, Van is running Old Nine Mag into the ground. So Ryan comes up with the idea that Don is going to be co-manager.
Mm-hmm. Which is I think that works.
We're here for it.
I think, and I think that Don is a good choice because he can reel Van in. I don't really think Van would listen to anyone else.
Right.
Like if it had been Charmaine, just end it all. Just close the place down.
Yeah.
And that's nothing on Charmaine. Like just her and Van would knock heads so much that they wouldn't get anything accoused.
Yeah. I think they're not to be hippy dippy because someone called me hippy dippy in our comments one day, and I was like, you're not wrong. But I think their love languages are different. How they receive things are too different, so they can't communicate well. And Don, I feel like, can kind of adapt to everyone, and so I feel like him and Van make a good team.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
What I don't know if I'm here for is Ryan and Rachel are kicking in again. Obviously, we know they have a kid together, so it's like. Yeah,
right.
Co-parenting, like A1 steak sauce. I'm here for it. But
I will say, I can appreciate Rachel for knowing her impact on others.
Yeah.
Because she's like, are we sure I'm going to have fun? Because they're going to be like, oh, here she come. So I can appreciate that you kind of know the vibe.
But is it like, what's Rachel's sign?
Sagittarius.
Oh. She a Kiki. That makes sense because I don't feel like her being like, will I have fun was like, she has very like, is you mad energy, like, you mad because of me? Like she has that
it was more
energy.
rhetorical. Yeah, like it was like, haha.
And I was like, oh, please don't. I remember seeing on Instagram, like when they were going to Miami, and I remember when we saw that she was there and we're like, this can't possibly be good.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, and we were following it. We were like, okay, they were in New York. Now they're in Miami. But why? Like, why is Rachel there? Like, I need it explained. But still really wasn't explained.
It's still not really explained. But shout out to her for the nail situation with New York Fashion Week. That's bomb. It really is
super dope.
We support Black businesses, obviously. Yeah. We love a Black businesswoman. Here for it.
And also, just to give Rachel another shout out real quick, she's opening her own salon for her nail shop. So, for her nail polish. So it will be like a nail shop and also selling her nail polish in the Pilsen area in Chicago. So you guys check that out. I believe it's open now. I'll double check on Instagram. But yeah, just a little quick shout out to Rachel doing big things.
She comes with a look. So I trust it. I'm here for it. So we get down to Miami. And we've got Old Nine Mag, New Nine Mag. And there's kind of there's a couple mini beefs that happen. So let's start with the first one with the New Nine Mag tattoo artist. What's his name again?
Jet
kind of shades Old Nine Mag, which I felt was unnecessary.
I did. I felt like it was one of those like Suge Knight moments, like to go along with the theme of the poster. He had a Suge Knight moment. Like if you don't want people dancing all in your video, like if you want a really good tattoo, if you don't want the foolishness and nonsense, come to the New Nine Mag.
Yeah.
And it was like you said, a little bit unfair because I know we rag on them, but they still have artists there. Van is still an artist. for as an artist. So they do have artists there. It's just it can get crazy at
Yeah.
times, but don't knock their work.
Exactly. Because I understood where he was coming from, because, like, I get what he was saying. Like, you guys are the face of Nine Mag, and if people who are fans of the show want to see y'all, they can go see you all. But if they're just coming for the tattoo and the quality, they should come to us. And I get what he was trying to say, but I just think, like, one, you're too new, so you don't really like kind of like know your place, and two, like, think about how you phrase things, because it just wasn't. It wasn't it.
It wasn't. It didn't come across well at all.
It was.
You know, it's like, we're better than you guys.
Yeah.
That's how it came across.
And in reality, we should be a team.
We should be.
Like we are here at AfterBuzz with you guys. Do you like that transition?
I love that. That was a good one.
But for real, y'all, we really do appreciate when you guys listen in, when you're in the chat with us, when you're commenting, when you're Instagramming us, tweeting us about the show. We watch it, we see it, we appreciate it, and we want you guys to continue to do that and to continue to help us to grow. So if you want, and you should want to, you should go ahead and subscribe to this channel right now. Like this video. If you're listening on iTunes, give us that 5 stars. If you're on Spotify, push that little heart button down at the bottom.
Show us some love.
Go ahead, do it, because we're on all the things. We also have a bunch of other shows, a bunch of other channels that you guys should check out. I just was on the Euphoria red carpet, and guess who I saw? Champagne Poppy. It was
Zeddy.
It was before the Raptors won, so he was not acting OD yet, but you know, he looked good. So you guys should go check it out. But for now, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really do. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. And we have a few people in the live chat.
Ew.
Gerald's in the live chat. Hey Gerald, how you doing? And then we also have Mr. Uliwuda. We always kind of say his
We
name.
always mess your name up. I'm so sorry.
Can you like break down the pronunciation in the comments so we say that right? But
DM
he said
me a comment.
he's hanging with us. He just, lit up a nice one and said we're all hippy dippy.
Hey, on the
So
gang.
shout out to you guys. So make sure you guys stay in the chat with us so we can talk back and forth with you guys during the show.
Yes, please let us know your all's opinions. Because it's just LMarie and I tonight.
Yeah.
So we need some voices.
We need some help, y'all.
So the Lily and Charmaine conversation kind of comes back up, and I had a feeling it was going to, because Charmaine brought Danielle, who I love. Danielle has good energy, but
she does.
they Charmaine's clearly bothered by the fact that Lily's back. There wasn't really any real repercussions for her actions, and her and Lily kind of have a little back and forth. And I had a couple problems with this situation. But what did you think of the argument?
I love Don, but I was a little bit annoyed with Don because I felt like he didn't need to interrupt them in that moment, and maybe he felt like, oh, this is all supposed to be for us to be happy, but it's team building. That means you have to get things out in the open, tear it down, and rebuild it possibly. You know what I mean? So let them have it out. Let them say what they need to say, because you're just kind of dismissing it. And then I agree with Charmaine. It's almost like they're downgrading the issue. You know what I mean? Like as if it's not that serious. And the thing is, also with Charmaine, it's not like she's harping on old stuff. First episode, we just saw Lily, first or second episode, and she used the word again. She used the N-word again. So it's like, it's not like I'm harping on something old. You're still doing this, and it bothers me, and I feel disrespected by it, and you're not taking it in.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, well, I said I'm sorry, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then Lily felt more offended by it to me than Charmaine, to say like, oh, if you paint me out like a racist, okay, maybe that would be a step too far, but don't play the victim in this situation.
Yeah. But I also think if you, I don't want to flat out call Lily a racist, but I don't think she's an intentional racist.
Yeah, like I said, that could be a step too far.
I think there's natural racism built in people, and I don't think she is intentionally racist. However, if there is a slur and someone tells you, don't use this slur because this isn't an okay word to say, and you continue to choose to use it, you're disregarding the hurt and pain that word has brought a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Therefore, yeah, you're participating in a racist act. I'm sorry. Therefore, making you on some level racist.
Yeah.
I don't think all racist people are malicious, but you're still racist.
It's just their views sometimes.
Yeah.
They don't have to be a violent person or something like that. It's just their views.
And I hate
racist.
the excuse of like, oh, it's just how I grew up, blah, blah, blah. Because like, your girl grew up in the projects and grew up around plenty of Latino people who I never heard use the word because it wasn't their word to use, and they understood that and they respected it. And so I just don't like that she kept using that excuse. And I understand, like, you know, it's on the people who also let her say that for so long.
True.
But like, if a black person tells you not to say the N word,
Just fall back.
That's it. There's no
Period.
there's no argument. You know what I'm
We're
saying?
done.
There's words towards other communities that I would never say. There's words in communities that I'm a part of that I would never say, just because I know the weight of that word.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use
and
it.
even here during the show, because I was so upset, I was like thinking about what I was gonna say, and even with that, I feel like I'm not going to stoop down to Lily's level, because then I could use a word and say, what if I just always started referring to Lily as that? You know what I mean? But I'm meaning in love. I'm just saying it. You know what I mean? But it was like, I'm not even going to say the word. I'm not even going to give it, you know what I mean? The same energy that Lily's giving us. I'm not going to do it. But it's just, like you said, she should just stop.
It just bothers me, because I just think, like, if someone tells you not to use it, you shouldn't use it.
Don't use
it, especially in the time that we're in right now, where everything's so heightened. I just feel like if you're really trying to grow as a person, and don't do it. And I didn't like that they, like, Dawn kind of played it down to, it's just girl issues. Because, like, no, there's a valid issue there. It should have been addressed as so, but instead it was just girl drama.
So Ali said from the chat, he said from their previous behavior, he thinks that Dawn was right to step in between. Lily can't have a regular conversation. In that aspect, I can kind of agree.
But I feel like he was not pushing, I don't want to say pushing, but like holding Charmaine back. It felt like he was trying to calm Charmaine down, and I don't think Charmaine was the issue.
Right.
If that was the case, like, you should have been, because I can understand that, but I think, like, there should have been a way where he could have been there, but still let them have, you don't need to shush them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they
just be there to snatch somebody up if things start to go left, but at least kind of let them hash it out.
But I get that Lily brings in ratings because she's dramatic. I just wish that there were some type of repercussions for her actions, because I think she consistently does things and doesn't grow.
She didn't learn, like, she took a break off and then she gets her job back, but then she gets her job back at the new 9 Mag, which she thinks is better. Everyone you know is putting it on a pedestal, so now she thinks that she's better than the others, just like how she went and gloat in front of them. Like, what are you doing?
Especially
after Ryan, you literally had to beg for your job back.
Yeah, because Ryan was just like, don't start any drama, so your first stop is to go back to old 9 Mag and be...
Yeah, it's like she hasn't learned, but, you know.
Okay, sis. Whatever, though. Somebody who has a legit mission while they're in Miami is our boy 4, you know, after kind of coming out of this gray cloud that he's been in. He is really trying to use his music for the better and trying to, like, spread awareness on mental health, especially in the Black community, which we're here for. And so he goes to the Miami radio station and he starts pushing his single Numb, which is actually a really good song.
It is.
Not gonna lie, it slaps pretty hard. What did you think of, like, his reflection of, like, the whole situation?
I like that he takes responsibility for it, and he knows now that he's kind of like he's kind of an advocate for mental health awareness, especially in the Black community for Black men. Like he said, like, this one guy came up to him and just kind of was like, you know, I need to talk, or I need help. And Ford just let him, you know, he let him talk. Yeah. He let that man, you know, have his moment and say his piece. But sometimes some people can kind of like expose themselves and have that raw moment, but then try to retrieve back to where they were, because they don't want everyone always coming up to them. So I'm glad that he takes that responsibility and knows what he has now, and using his light in a positive way. I'm really proud of Ford for that.
I agree. I'm really proud of him too. I think last season was kind of rough for him with the Nikki and, like, all of the situation. And I think we've seen a lot of growth from him in this season. And I'm rooting for him.
I like what he said. He was like, with this trip, he was like, last time we took a trip together, I was losing my mind. But he was like, now I'm trying to loosen my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, Ford with the bars.
Yeah.
But
okay, spoken word.
Okay, you know, so it's just like, he's just kind of, you know, trying to be free. You take everything in. And then, you know, the fact also, because this is still fairly new for Ford, so sometimes it is hard for you to take on other people's burdens when you're still dealing it with yourself. So I'm proud that hopefully he is having a balance of the two. Like, he seems like he's balancing it very well, himself and helping others. And just 4 shout outs to you. If you ever need to take a break, take the break. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone would judge you for that. If it's too much for you, take your time and take your break. Just want to say that.
And I condone that I feel like he's actually taking his time to learn about his own mental health and like learning how to deal with it and not just kind of being like, well, this just worked for me.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like he's being really responsible with how he handles it and be like, this is my personal journey. It may not necessarily match yours, but like, because a lot of people it's very easy for them to get some spotlight over dealing with something and for them to kind of be a one-trick pony and like push this narrative that it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. And I like that he's not doing that. He's, you know, being responsible with it. We wrap up this episode with a family dinner. Everything seems like the trip, for the most part, seems like it's been a success. You know, everyone's getting along for the most part. There hasn't been anything too crazy. Mind you, this is only the second night. So I'm like, I feel like
it's coming.
We're, you know, jumping the gun a bit. But during the dinner, they go around and they do their favorite 9 mag memories. And I already kind of felt the vibe change when it was like the old 9 mag was giving like throwback memories. Yeah. But Charmaine kind of lets it be known that she's not happy. And then, and I really feel like she's coming from a really like genuine place. I don't think she was trying to start anything.
Same.
But Ryan, the Gemini, went balls to the wall.
And you know what? I don't think that he felt like Charmaine was trying to start anything, but he kind of got in his feelings. Like he said, like he kind of looked around and saw how everybody was there for 4, but when he was going through his thing, everybody turned their back on him. And then, like you said, like it was like, F Ryan, forget him. We don't care about Ryan. So he kind of got in his feelings a little bit about that. Like, oh, you say you missed this so much and we were a family, but where were you when I needed you? Yeah. Not to say that Ryan left the door open, wide open for them to be able to do that. I think with Ryan's situation, I think it's on both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah. But still, in all, it's just that it triggered something. Charmaine's, reaction to her memories kind of triggered Ryan's feelings.
Right. I think Ryan's one of those people who like legit. I think Ryan's a lot more sensitive, and I don't mean that in some punk way because I know the audience we're talking to. But like, I think he's a lot more sensitive than he is willing to admit. And I think he's one of those people who gets upset and slams the door, but low-key expects you to still come in and check on him. And I know plenty of people like that, and you kind of have to be like, yo, I'm hurt, instead of being like, nah, bump y'all, bye. It's
also like having the strong friend. You know what I mean? When you have this, and not to say it's a facade. I don't want to use that word because sometimes it's real. You are, trying to hold everything together. But if you're just so stone cold and you don't let people in, you don't let people know that you're hurt or that you're healing. They don't know to reach out to you. You know what I mean? And sometimes they feel like that they may be a burden to you if they come and reach out to you or, ask you what's wrong, or they may get shut down. So why even do it? You know what I mean? So I think that, like you said, with him, he's super sensitive, but because he's so strong and that's what he puts off, people don't know how to address him if he is hurt. I think unless you're super, super close to him, like his siblings, parents, that's who would know. Yeah. But like other than that,
I definitely think it was a two-way street when it came to Ryan. I think with 4 is very open about like,
like what he's going through.
Yeah, and so I kind of felt bad, but I felt for him when he was like, y'all were all there for 4 and you weren't there for me, because I could tell it really did hurt him.
It affected him, and
that made me feel really bad for him. But I hate that we kind of leave this episode off with, with everyone beefing.
But again, what I can say with Ryan, because I think I kind of like used to be like that person and started to feel like, why doesn't anyone like check on me? But I don't let you know that I'm hurt for you to check on me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or if I'm upset and people take anger as like, let me stay away from that. Let them calm down. You know what I mean? So if you're just going to show anger first as your first emotion or your only emotion when you're going through something, people don't really know how to deal with that. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes and it's not, I know we want to say, but this, I'm hurting. These are my friends. They should check on me. But if you are not giving out the energy, for them to receive that, then that's not what they're going to do.
Because you can still have the emotion of anger and communicate something effectively. Because anyone on this panel can tell you, I get angry. Like I want to strike first, ask later. But I have learned over the years that you have to you can still have that. That can still be your initial reaction, but you have to be like, I'm angry because.
Exactly.
And then Talk it out.
Growth. Now, if they still, like, aren't there for you after that, then, you know.
Then that's a different situation.
F 'em.
Ryan, I have a great therapist.
Yeah,
if you want to check her out. She's,
Right.
Black therapist. She's bomb. Did you have any more thoughts on the episode? Before we hop into our special segment.
See if I'm missing anything. Let me check the chat.
Lily and Bella.
I think I know, but womp.
I know.
I
I didn't really want to reflect on that.
right.
I was like
no, I think that's it. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah. Because in the chat, they're just responding to, the Ryan and Forrest situation. And yeah.
All right. Well, let's hop into our special segment of Doing the Most. Doing the most.
I feel like, is this Icebox? Because I feel like this is for
It does
Ryan.
feel like where my icebox, where my heart used to be. That song used to really speak to me in high school. Shout out to Tony Rangel. But if you are new to our podcast, YouTube, whatever you're listening / watching us on, Doing the Most is our segment where we highlight somebody on the show who is, in fact, doing the most, whether that's a positive thing
or a negative.
Sometimes it's a negative thing. This week, I don't know what it's going to be because we kind of had a mixture.
We did have a mixture. I'm going to say Ryan, but not in a negative way.
Yeah, doing the most in a good way.
Most in a good way because he let it out because he was, he was frustrated. So he, other people may not take it that way because he was still yelling and everything like that. But he was feeling away and he let it out. He let it be known how he was feeling.
Yeah. I feel like this is a surprising one for me, but I'm going to give doing the most to Rachel.
Oh, okay.
I know. Because I'm proud of her for the New York fashion. That's a big deal. And she could have opened her mouth, and I know she wanted to, multiple times in this episode, and she didn't.
That is true.
And that's growth.
That is so true.
Because she just kind of sat there and ate her food, and that's growth for her. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that she knows,
it was
like,
in her face, yeah.
Yeah, it was in her face, but, like, I'm there, too. Like, sometimes you just can't hide it. But she was like, you know what, I'm going to sit here.
It's not my place right
now.
And
I respect that.
Yeah.
I think that shows a lot of growth on her behalf, so I'm going to give that to Rachel.
Okay.
But you guys in the chat, in the comments,
Ryan and Rachel.
let us know our OTP. You guys let us know who you thought.
Gerald in the chat said Lily was doing the most. He also said Icebox was my song in high school as well.
Hey. Come on, Omar.
Yeah, Oli says, like, it was Lily also, like, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost always Lily, so we're going to switch it up from time to time because I don't want to give it to her every week.
I want Junior to come back just because I feel like Junior's the only one who really humbles Lily.
Yeah.
And his girl, what's his old girl's name?
Adriana.
That was my name in my past life.
Oh.
Yeah. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. But that is, but yeah, no, I kind of want Junior and Adriana to come back because I feel like that's the only time that Lily ever, like, shuts up.
No, for real, it is.
And I'm here for it.
Junior must have that act right.
Listen, he has to. He has to.
Because Junior comes around Lily and she gets all...
Right? Adriana, like, tried to punch through a wall over it. So I'm just saying, what's good, Junior? Anyway, let's hop into news and gossip.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So we have some, just really some gossip. I don't know if it's really news, but when, like, your favorite celebrity or person may, like, repost you or like your tweet or whatever, and you gotta go ham about it. So we have here Ice Cube shouted out Ryan about the show and kind of was, like, referring to his boss moves. Like, you need to make boss moves sometimes. And then we have Ryan's reaction to seeing Ice Cube post about his show. So we can play that a little bit. Oh, look at him. He's like,
stop. Why is that so cute?
Isn't it the cutest?
Goodbye. That's so
dope.
cute.
I'm trying to pull up the so I can read it. Yeah. So Ice Cube said, "It's hard being a boss. So I know exactly how my boy Ryan feels during the new Black Ink Crew Chicago tonight." So that's pretty dope. Like, gave him a shout out and gave the show a shout out. So that was cool.
Ice Cube
also, don't have a picture for this, but if we remember last season, the Thanksgiving episode where they kind of got in that fight, it is said that the guy in the fight is trying to sue Nine Mag, and Big Fish Entertainment, the producers of the show. So we'll see if he gets anywhere with that.
I will say I work in reality TV, and it's going to be real hard for him to do that.
It's going to be tough because he's like, he kind of signed on for it,
I
but I know.
I don't say, if you ever do reality, read the fine print, because you have fun.
Yeah, because he was saying that, there was a lot of alcohol involved, and producers were, antagonizing situations and making things, maybe like worse than what they were. And then everyone, just kind of went crazy. So I don't know. We'll see. Like you said, I don't really think he'll get anywhere with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't go down that route.
Especially also with the cast. I definitely don't think he's going to get anything. I think he's trying to sue Junior, Ryan, and Don. But like, if you watch the footage, it's just going to be looking like they're protecting someone.
Yeah, I was going to say, he also started it.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh. Well, that's all we have for news and gossip.
Thanks for spilling the tea. Let's hop into predictions, because next week's episode looks
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Like I said, the crazy is coming. The crazy is coming. We didn't really see this, but now that you mentioned it, because the crazy is coming. I don't think Rachel's going to be able to be quiet for too long, even though they didn't show it in the little preview or whatever. But I do think she is going to kind of, snap out. She let Ryan have his moment without saying anything, but the crazier that it gets, I don't think she's going to be able to bite her tongue that much longer. So I think that we may see maybe not really snap out, but she's going to go tell somebody off.
Yeah, but I can respect that. Because there's only so much you can come at somebody. I am interested to see this Neek versus Lily situation, because I love Neek and Charmaine. Yeah. They're my faves. And, Neek looks real respectful. He's sitting there being real calm, but does not look like Charmaine's going to let somebody talk to her man like that. Yeah. So I'm thinking this is not going to end well for Lily. It's going to get good, too. And I just want someone to humble Lily real quick. But we will have to wait until next week to see. But until next time, LMarie, where can they find you?
So, yes, like I said earlier, you guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at LMarieTV.
And I'm your girl, Drew Jones. You guys can find me on all the things at OKDrewJ. Until next week, y'all. We'll see you around.
Peace.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.